In summer, especially in the American South from spring to fall, it gets brutally hot, especially on roofs. Because many U.S. homes are built from thin materials, that heat radiates into the attic, often heating it up to 150
Hey, you all right
Fahrenheit,
down there?
and then into the house. The usual first step is insulating the attic floor, and that's where we started with our garage. Many garages aren't insulated and can hit more than 105 Fahrenheit or 40 Celsius easily with just some drywall below that hot attic. We used our 38 fiberglass bats, about 10 inches thick. These are usually around $2 per square foot, though I found some at half the price because the bag was already open in the store. Next was the garage door. It already had foam panels, but we added a radiant barrier with aluminum foil on both sides and a bubble core. With a thermal camera, metal parts dropped from about 37 Celsius or 99 Fahrenheit to around 30 Celsius or 85 Fahrenheit, reducing by 15 Fahrenheit how much heat that large south-facing surface radiates into the garage. This bubble radiant barrier cost about 50 cents per square foot and was one of the best value upgrades. Then we moved into the attic. We installed the same radiant barrier under the roof decking, but stapled it to the studs to leave a small air gap, which also helps prevent condensation in colder climates. I stapled it every 12 inches and kept it tight to prevent slack. Temperatures dropped from about 46 C or 115 Fahrenheit under bare roofing to about 37 C or 99 Fahrenheit under the barrier, around a 15 Fahrenheit difference. We also tried a cheaper foil-only barrier in a hard-to-reach attic section. That area went from about 42 C or 108 Fahrenheit down to 37 C or 99 Fahrenheit, about a 10 Fahrenheit drop. Not as effective as the bubble version, but still useful. This version costs under 20 cents per square foot, making it the budget option. Normally, ridge vents let hot air escape while soffits under roof eaves bring in cooler air, but our garage has no ridge vent, so heat gets trapped and then radiates into the space below. Instead of taking out a permit to install a ridge vent on a roof we plan to change in a few years anyway, we added an active soffit vent. First, I cut the hole into the soffit. Then I fed the ducting through, connected it to a proper soffit vent which I pushed into the hole and then fastened it with self-tapping screws. In the attic I swapped the old light bulb for a socket plug. Into this I plugged an extension power supply and into this a new, better, light. The fan motor is plugged into a digital thermostat controller that lets me control the temp when the fan turns on and off. I swapped the fan out shortly after for a larger one and put that up near the top of the attic so it sucks in the hot air that rises up there and blows it out of the soffit vent. The whole setup cost about $90, and the fan uses about 50 watts, which comes out to roughly $3 a month to run. Finally, since our air handler is under the garage ceiling, I added a 4-inch backdraft damper so the AC can push some cold air into the garage without letting warm air flow back. This was about a $10 part and took just a few minutes to install, making it probably the best effort to impact upgrade of the whole project. The extra power the AC has to use is about $5 a month. Instead of 105 Fahrenheit, our garage now sits at a comfortable 82 Fahrenheit for a cost of around $8 a month in electricity, an upfront investment of around $200, and a few hours of DIY labor. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you.